What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another client success interview. Today, we have our student, Michael Barentes, who just finished up with school and signed 10 clients onto his roster. And we're going to keep growing his business all the way through the summer, but I wanted to bring him on to talk about his experience starting his online coaching business while in school and also starting his online coaching business just in general. So, Michael, welcome to the interview, man. How are you doing?
Good, man. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I'd love to get started on talking about, who you are, where you're from, and what your life looks like today. Where are you calling in from? How old are you? Bring us up to speed.
So I'm 24 years old. I'm from Rock Falls, Illinois. I just graduated from college with a physical education degree. So played football there, was a physical education major, was heading into that path of being a teacher. And, I really found a passion for fitness. And going into physical education, I wanted to change people's lives in some way. So, developing that passion for fitness, I found that I could still do that same thing through fitness. So I ended up going a different route and taking the fitness path.
I love it. So out of high school, you wanted to become a teacher. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Like
Yep.
a high school teacher, like a third grade
Yeah.
teacher?
Yeah. No, I wanted to be a secondary education teacher. So I wanted to be high school physical education.
And is that what you started into college studying?
Yep.
Awesome. And at what point did you realize that maybe that path wasn't for you?
So, it took me a little bit longer to graduate. So, at the end of my last semester of school, February, so just a month into my last semester is when I joined PTBI. And I think I had that, passion to, do something else and go into the fitness realm. Over Christmas break leading into my last semester, I was just thinking about, life decisions and what things, I wanted to do with my life. And my whole family has been school, education, and then, to the work life. And
Mhm.
I wanted to do something different personally. I wanted to, do my own thing and see if I could be successful doing that. And I wasn't afraid of failure. Failure was never something that I or am still afraid of, because if I didn't do it now, I would have regretted it down the road if I never would have given it a chance.
Gotcha. So you pretty much went your entire college career, got a degree in something that you decided last minute you didn't want to get, and then just started this business kind of off to the side.
Yeah, I still have a passion for, teaching and coaching. And that's kind of, what I'm doing now, right? Teaching, and educating people on fitness. And it's always a plan B that I have that I can always go back to.
Mhm.
But I don't like thinking of it that way, because that gives me an out on if things get rough, in the business side of things. So I always know I do have that backup plan, but, for time being, I, really want to stick this out and push through this.
I love it. And what was the moment of inspiration that led you to online coaching? Did you think about starting other businesses, or was it always, hey, I want to help people with fitness?
So, I played college football. So I was like 245 pounds. I played tight end. So I had to be a little bit bigger. And ever since I gained that weight, I always told myself, like, when I'm done, I'm going to lose that weight. I was 210 in high school. And then I gained, 30 pounds in college. I always told myself, when I'm done, I'm going to do it. And then, once I got done, I told myself, like, all right, it's time to lose the weight. And when I did that is when I really picked up the passion for, fitness and everything. And then, I, being a physical education major, like, I'm teaching and coaching people. So I thought, I might as well teach people and coach people, how I did it and help them pursue those, dreams and dream bodies that they desire as well.
Absolutely. And what did your parents say? Because I know you said that your parents want you to go the education route, go the workforce route. That's something that I have a lot of, that was my background too. So did you tell them you starting your own business? Did you tell them that you were, taking a jump with PTBI? Would they have supported you? Like, what was that situation?
Yeah. So my parents were super supportive of it. I kind of told them I made a big boy decision. I made a decision that, I thought made myself grow up a little bit personally, have to pay some bills and everything. And I was like, I think this is gonna be the best thing for me, regardless of how it turns out, because it's gonna hold me accountable no matter what. So, like being able to pay bills and, doing my own thing and having to save money, either way, wherever it turns out, it's gonna grow me as a human as well. So they were completely supportive of my decision, and at first it was kind of like, what, like, kind of confused, like, but no, they, in the end, they're my biggest supporters. So
I love it, man. I love it. And you've signed 14 clients since starting. I know you said that in the beginning you signed 4 clients. You were pretty limited on time, so you weren't really able to give it your all. But since coming out of school and having more of a clear schedule, you've been able to sign 10 clients on your roster. How does it feel to be making momentum? I know you're probably not making the money that you want to make just yet, but we both know that that's coming. But at least now you're making progress, you're making momentum. So how does that feel?
it feels great, man. Like, having a bigger roster now that I have time is awesome. But like seeing the results of people, like having people gain weight or lose weight or body comp, whatever it may be, like being able to have that list of people and just see the different progress each and every one of them has made has been really awesome. And yeah, like you said, I'm at a point where I'm not making, what I want, but I'm at the point where I'm growing at a substantial rate and I just need to keep going.
Beautiful, man. Now, before getting started with PTBI, did you try to do any of this online business stuff on your own? Was there any progress made, or did you just, blindly jump in without having done any due diligence?
I blindly jumped in. I had previously reached out to you, like, I don't know, the summer before my last semester, and you had reached back and I was just like, I don't know, because I was already starting to coach and everything. I'm like, I have zero time. And then it just came back through my mind Christmas break before my last semester. And I was just like, I'm going to give this a chance. Like I had been following, PTBI, you the whole time and just seeing like all the, success stories that you had and everything. I'm like, if I don't try this, I'm just going to regret any decision like that I didn't make in the long run. So I was like, I'm going to do this now so I don't have that regret.
I love it, man. I love that now you are on the other side as a success story that other people can now watch and be inspired by.
Yeah, it's surreal, to be at a point from starting from basically scratch. I helping coach college football. So, the coaching thing is the easy part for me. It's I'm a physical education major. I didn't really know much about, marketing and sales sides of things. I knew broad, aspect of those types of things, but like the in-depth detail is what I needed to learn. And going through the program, it really just, kind of opened my eyes for that.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I feel like people know like very surface level marketing and sales. And for a lot of people, they might who have an ego, they might think, oh yeah, I read this book one time that taught me about marketing strategies back in the 80s. I think I'm good. But then once you get into it, you realize how many moving parts and moving pieces that all integrate together that all need to be perfect. So it leads me to the next question. What do you think made the biggest difference for you going through PTBI? Do you think it was the education? Do you think it was the support? Was it the community? Was it the mentorship? Like what really made that difference for you to be able to go from 0 to 14 clients?
I think it was the mentorship, just like putting that belief in myself, being able to just like, kind of grind out some of the work and being able to just really change those beliefs that I had that were negative into those, new beliefs and just believing in myself, and just being able to just put the work in to do it. That was the biggest thing for me is just going through and, I started a journal and just telling myself like, these things are, super obtainable. It's just, I have to believe that I can do them. And, when I started doing that, I just started to see steady progress and I just keep going. So
I love it, man. I love it. Well, we're about halfway through the year. You've been in the program for about 5 months. What does the next 6 months look like for you? What's the plan?
Keep learning. I just want to keep learning as much as I can. I'm at a point where I've gained a lot of clients, but I'm the lowest tier of where I want to be. So, and I think that's the cool thing about owning your own business is there's always a match lit under your ass. Like you always just want to keep going and going and going. Sometimes that can be detrimental to some people, but I feel like it just, when I wake up in the morning, like I always have that motivation, like, oh, I just signed a client yesterday, but I need to sign 2 more this week. It's a never ending cycle. And I think it's like, you're always chasing. And I think that's what's cool about owning your own business that I didn't really see that side of business at all, being a physical education major. So just the constant chase and the constant effort that you have to put in is what's really cool about it.
That's awesome that you really like the chase.
Yeah, I feel like it's a challenge, right? Like I think the biggest thing and what I tell my clients is like, start your morning with a challenge. Like start your day with something that challenges you. And whether that be mentally or physically, like if you're struggling, something with work, waking up an hour early and, open up your laptop and getting some work done before you even head into work, just starting your day with something challenging. And I feel like I wake up and I have that physical challenge, like I go for a run, but opening up my laptop and then just being like, okay, I have, I got to get to work. Like it's time to get rolling. So, and I like that kind of aspect of it. It's just, always got to keep pushing.
Love it. What's the fitness culture like in Illinois? Because I can't imagine that it's super prominent. And I'm always very fascinated because I'm the type of person, we have one student, his name is Jason Davis. And Jason Davis is one of the hardest working people in our program. But starting his business in Kansas City, I was like, cards are stacked against you because I don't know how much influence people have by fitness in that area. But it sounds like you're able to do it in Illinois and it sounds like it's working for you. So what's that been like?
So like it's done when it's needed to do. I know that I don't want to be here forever. I want to get to a location. Like you got to think like wherever it's warm is where people want to be outside. People want to be doing things. So, my sister actually just moved out to Arizona. So, it's always been in the back of my mind. I'm like, when I get to that point where I can support myself and do things on my own, like just be able to go and move into my own place. And, that's always been in the back of my mind is just getting somewhere warm, getting somewhere where, fitness is very, very prominent and popular. And it's not like it isn't here. Like there's a lot of, fit people wherever you go. I just feel like the warm weather and the culture of being, in the sun all the time brings out the best in people.
Yeah. Well, and also to bring out the best in you as a coach too.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's
Absolutely.
good stuff, man. Well, dude, I appreciate you hopping on. I appreciate you sharing your story. What kind of advice would you give to anyone who's coming out of college and is about to go down the 9 to 5 route, but also wants to start this passion business? What would you say to that person?
Just give it a try. Like don't hold back on it. You only live one life. You can't regret anything because we're only granted, how many years, right? So do it now while you're young, so you have room to fail, rather than when you're 40 with a couple kids and you think back and you're like, damn, I should have done it. Just do it now, and anything can happen.
I love it, man. Michael, thank you so much. We'll wrap this up here. Where can people find you online? What's your handle?
At Michael Berentes, Berentes.
Beautiful. Thanks, brother.